Hey, morning, everybody. It's Monday, and back at it. So I didn't do this for a couple of days because I was in New Orleans with my wife over the weekend, and we had a great time. And I just wanted to relax. Okay, today we are in the very tail end of Matthew 6, and Matthew 6:25 through 34. And this is a lot about worrying and about how Jesus thinks we should. So let me start reading. This is Matthew 6, beginning in verse 25. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. More than food, clothes. Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? A single hour. And why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the field grow? They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon, in all his splendor, was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith? So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Worrying. Worry, worry, worry. That is what we do. Even though we don't say it, it's what we do. I guess there's two things that I should share with you for my trip. One is, so every morning, Friday and Saturday morning, I went off to a really excellent coffee place because Elizabeth wanted to sleep in a little bit, and I got coffee, okay? And on Saturday morning, I'd gone to like a place, it was like a mile walk. So I walked the mile, had this awesome cup of coffee, took my Bible, read, thought, and then came back to the hotel to meet up with her. So when I was coming back to meet her, I passed the Foot Locker, okay? And it's like, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning, something like that. And there's probably about 20 people or so that are in line at this Foot Locker. And, there must have been a new Air Jordan release, and so everybody was there bright and early with their hands on a new pair of shoes. But the very, very interesting thing about that was literally, and I'm not even kidding you, the line, is like right here, let's say, of people, and right next to it, in this doorway, in this stoop, is a couple, okay? Now they're homeless. They had stayed there the night. They were sleeping together. And both of them had Air Jordans on. There's probably so many pieces of wisdom in that visual. That it's just kind of crazy what we do to ourselves over these needs that we think we have, and then we take them to the nth degree. I mean, it's one thing to need a pair of shoes, right? It's nothing to need a pair of pants. It's one thing to need a jacket in the winter. There to seek out clothes and accessories that are so expensive and must-have possessions, must-haves, must-have brands. How do you go from a need that's basic to must-have brand that's essential for your closet, for any wardrobe? Is that the hierarchy of success? Is that how it works? You go from the basic of just wanting protection from the elements to having to have the trendiest looking thing out there. Is there peace in that? I think that's what Jesus is saying. Where is the peace in that? I mean, excess clothes, right, would be better than having not excess clothes. And what do you do to have to provide excess? You have to work harder. And if you have to work harder, likely you have to take on more worries, more concerns, more burdens. And Jesus said there every day. This is an everyday proposition. So no amount of working on Monday can make Tuesday's problems go away. No amount of working on Tuesday can make Wednesday's problems go away. Every day they come. Each day has its own troubles. So why do we commit so hard to this way of living? We aren't going to make the next day's troubles go away. Frustrated about it, right? That's what's so vexing about it, is that no matter what we do on Monday, how hard we work, how well we labor, they're right there for you on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm outside.
It's really interesting, right? And then, just yesterday on our way home, we have to get up at like 3 a.m. because we've got a 6 a.m. flight to New Orleans, and that flight goes to Newark, and then Newark to Indy to home. Okay, so we start by getting up at 3 a.m. to get ready, and eventually at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we're in Indianapolis at our house. So like 8 or 9 or 10 hours transpires where all these different things happen, right? We're in cabs, we're in airports, we're in airplanes, we're in security, all these things, and it just goes to plan, right? It didn't go to plan because I worried anymore about it. It just went to plan. I woke up, I did my devotional, I said, God, please let us get home, and we're home. I know it doesn't always work like that. There's always, days where there's delays and there's this and there's that. But the point is, like, none of that's in my control. No matter what I do in the morning, other than saying, God, it's your day, let me rejoice and be glad in it, there's not a whole lot more I can do. I don't fly the planes. I don't control the airports. I don't drive the cabs. None of that's in my hands. None of it. And as hard as I work, and as hard as I think, and as hard as I process, I can't make any of those things go any better or any worse. Totally out of my control. I guess that's why, traveling does for you, is that it reminds you of so little that's in your control. That's in our control is our attitude and our effort. That's it. That's all we control. I say this to the kids all the time. Attitude and effort are the only two things we control. And Jesus said, knowing that, put your effort into God. Put your effort into knowing his kingdom first. Everything else will take care of itself. It's hard. It's hard for us to wrap our minds around, considering all the work we do and all that comes with the work, everything that's tied to the work. But it's a shift, and it's a shift that creates eternal peace, eternal love, eternal joy, the fruits of the Spirit, the fruits of heaven. They don't come off of our work or our backs. Sorry, I just smashed a mosquito. They come off the Father's. We'll get this one of these days. But this is a good one from Jesus. Do not worry. Worrying can't add 1 hour to your life. And tomorrow's worries are there. You can't make tomorrow's worries go away. It's a zero game. We are never going to make it go away. It'd be nice if we could. But then what we need God for? All right, guys, I'm out. Have a great day. How do you restructure your day in a way that allows you to have more of the seeking the kingdom first time? Think about it. All right, later.